My name's Tom Hulme, I'm Design Director at IDEO, and I am the founder and managing director of OpenIDEO. And OpenIDEO is an open platform to solve challenges for social good. So currently a global community of over 50,000 people work together to solve tough problems. How do you do a new type of idea suggestion box? And what would the benefits be if we took the friction out and enabled collaboration? Well, the first thing to do is just bust that thing open. Do it all transparently, and then similar ideas could collect together. Then people with different skill sets could work together to come up with solutions. And this was the basic observation that led to OpenIDEO.
For a while now, IDEO designers have been keen to put the best bits of the creative process online and invite everyone to join in. OpenIDEO is a global community that will draw on your optimism, inspiration, ideas and opinions to solve problems together for the collective social good.
Our job as designers, great designers, they meet real human needs. So about 3.5 years ago, or more actually, 5 years ago, I started wondering, how do you take the friction out of this? I wondered what I could do that's actually vaguely meaningful in that rapidly changing world. I try and set a certain amount of time in my diary each week to ask why the hell I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, what is the human need it really addresses? What's my guiding light for why I'm actually embarking on this project? And if I cannot start a project by describing a benefit that it will create for someone, don't start. In my talk today, I spoke a lot about how if you're not addressing a real human need, what you're doing is basically irrelevant. It's a concept car, it's not meaningful. So human-centered design is an approach that helps you make sure you create things that real people connect with. Because the way people use your product or brand or service, that's the only truth. Nothing else is important. It doesn't matter how you expect them to use it. What matters is how they use it in practice. We just most recently, the 22nd challenge that we've launched on OpenIDEO is a challenge addressing women's security in India. As you may know, women's security in slums is increasingly a problem there. We believe that we can actually help design new solutions with people on the ground and shine a light on other solutions in other parts of the world, like Africa, that people may learn from. We set tough challenges that we hope will benefit the world. And this stuff just happens on what is basically a blank canvas. We give it a little structure, but it's essentially a blank canvas. I think the challenge we're currently running, the one you can see here, is one of the toughest we've ever run to date, asking how we can improve women's security in slums in India, a topic that's unbelievably difficult. Instead of just us designing, can we actually shine a light on examples that are happening on the ground right now? Can we learn from that diversity? So this is the video we produced to launch the challenge last week.
According to the statistics, 1 out of 3 women in their lifetime will either be raped, beaten, or have some sort of violence against them. That's huge. That's 1 billion women.
When women arrive in urban areas, they have an incredible story of how they were raised in maybe rural areas and how they've traveled to cities. When you get to a city, you become isolated, your story just evaporates and you are no one, you're very isolated.
There is a safety issue. You've got dark corners and a lot of spaces for people to retreat to. How can you make people feel safe in an environment like that, right?
My advice would be get out there and build stuff. Like, the tools available to all of us as designers are enabling us to test stuff out much earlier than before. We no longer have to lug around a 7-kilo portfolio. We can actually get stuff out into the wild for real feedback. So if I would give one bit of advice, it would be actually err on the side of openness. Have the confidence to be open, and serendipitous stuff will happen. Don't just wait in a closed room to give your great idea an airing in the future. Don't be paranoid about it, because in practice, the stuff that's gathering dust in rooms somewhere is irrelevant.